Day two of Davos, and the main draw, as you mentioned there, the German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Now, her message today was one of global harmony and taking a stand against populist and nationalist movements. When it came to Britain, she said everyone was still living with the shock of Brexit and said that she would make every effort to make Brexit as well ordered as possible. Well, Kathy, so far that has not extended to her publicly lending her support to the move that many people in Britain, as you know, are now calling for. That is an extension to Article 50, pushing back the day that Britain leaves the EU. Just watch her eyes when I asked her that question here today. Chancellor, will you agree to extend Article 50? Chancellor, can Brexit be delayed? It's all in the eyes. Angela Merkel can hear the question, but she didn't want to answer it. The German Chancellor arrived in the Swiss resort of Davos today as the icy deadlock over Brexit shows no signs of thawing. Inside, she warned of the dangers of global fragmentation and called for compromise. But when it comes to Brexit, she wasn't prepared to budge.
With regards to foreign policy, security and defence, we are absolutely dependent on good cooperation with Britain, also as a trade area. The easier the relationship, the easier for all of us. But this, of course, is in the hands of Britain.
The hands of people like Liam Fox, the International Trade Secretary, grappling with a political row over whether Britain should now extend Article 50 and once and for all rule out a no-deal Brexit. Would you rather no deal than an extension to Article 50?
I'd rather have a deal. My worry about saying that we are happy to see an extension is it takes the pressure off us to reach a deal in a reasonable time.
But what's wrong with that?
I think we should continue, because I think we should continue to focus all our efforts in reaching a deal on time.
He's ploughing on, even as many of his cabinet colleagues in the same resort are preaching the virtues of delay. But he knows there's a deadline too for those crucial international trade deals he's promised and has plastered all around Davos. In 2017, you said you could replicate the 43 trade deals we currently enjoy through the EU before we leave Europe. How many of those deals have you signed, Mr.
Well,
Fox?
lots of them are in train at the moment.
How many have you actually signed?
So we signed the Australian Mutual Recognition Agreement last Friday, New Zealand on Monday. We're likely to sign Chile in the next few days.
You said you'd be able to sign them all. Well, that only leaves you about 9 weeks.
Well, I'm hoping that we will. Most of them are in preparation. Britain is willing to go at whatever distance is required to make sure we get that trade continuity. We hope that all our trading partners will give the same commitment.
He hopes, but of course there's no guarantee they will. A fact not lost on the British businessman and Davos diehard Martin Sorrell.
When we come out, if we come out, it will take, I think, 5 to 10 years to get us back to, negotiating bilateral trade deals. I mean, most of the experts say it'll take up to 10 years to get back.
What would be your message, though, for Theresa May now, if you could have her ear?
I would extend Article 50. I hate the idea of kicking cans down the road, but I think extending it for a significant period of time is required, because we're making too hasty a decision given where we are.
What the well-padded, expensively clad global elite at Davos really like to talk about is big issues, poverty, climate change, to coat the capitalism with a comforting layer of optimism. But for so many chief executives like BP's Bob Dudley to global leaders like Angela Merkel, there's no doubting that Brexit has put a downer on this year's Davos. If we leave with no deal, it may not hurt BP, but it will hurt the country.
There'll be a price to pay for that.
In a rare public statement, Mr. Dudley urged Theresa May to reach a compromise. Would you say as a chief executive, though, that avoiding no deal is the priority, should be the priority?
It looks to me like that, working out some compromise of some kind or some transition period that's organised, certainly would be better than some cliff edge.
No one wants a cliff edge, least of all the Italian Prime Minister grappling with his own financial woes. Might you agree to extend Article 50?
Sorry, please.
Could you agree to extend Article 50? Can Brexit be delayed?
Please.
Davos, the place where business is done. But when it comes to Brexit, the business remains very much unfinished. Well, tomorrow, business leaders, the boss of Centrica and BT, Martin Sorrell, who you saw there in my piece, all the bigwigs are due to attend the annual British lunch here in Davos. Now, the Prime Minister was also due to come and speak. She's pulled out and instead left it to Philip Hammond, the Chancellor, and Liam Fox, two men on polar opposite sides of the Brexit debate, left it to them to try and spread some of that global harmony that Angela Merkel was talking about. The bosses, of course, as ever, will be waiting to hear that no deal has been taken off the table, something that the Chancellor has reassured them is coming, but something that Liam Fox is saying is still very much on that table.